Alright, here's a video on I'm pulling transmission in an Integra. Assuming it's all the same for every front wheel drive Integra. But anyway, I'm going to walk you through so you don't have to do no more work than you need to. First of all, you want to take these lines loose. You don't have to take it loose from the actual sensor, but you want to take this loose, take the tension off of this. Take the upper ball joint loose, and my recommendation, I'm going to try to make this short, so stick with me. I'm going to replace the ball joint later on, but grease these before you put them back in. Helps taking them loose later in case you want to do something to it. So I'm taking that loose, the tie rod in, I popped it out. Let me back up here so I can find the tie rod in. And I just moved it back against the fender as far as it'll go. But to take your shaft and your intermediate shaft loose, 3 bolts. That's it. Take those 3 bolts loose, and before you pull that loose, you want to direct this in. Don't pull on the joints. Grab this axle part of it and just kind of work it out. And I didn't have to take the axle clear out, so it's just popped out here. I actually pushed it in, shoved this to the side, pulled this out, and pushed it up. Because of being long, it needed a little extra room to pop out. Now you can see back in there where the differential is, the hole back in there. So all this had to come out. 3 intermediate shafts. Take those out first. Take all this stuff loose. Your lower ball joint's still attached. I didn't have to take it out, and this pops out, so it gives you plenty of room to. And your intermediate shaft lays on your exhaust. If I have to change something later, I'll let you know if I couldn't get it out because of the axles. But I did the same thing with this side. I left the lower ball joint tight. Took the bolts out of the cable because you take the tension off. There's my tie rod in. Upper ball joints off. So, and I just popped it out of the axle. Now this one, the intermediate shaft, I just pulled on it and it come out. Now this one here took a little prying. My suggestion is if it don't come straight out and it don't pop right out, get your pry bar up in there and pry on it a little bit, spin it, pry on it a little bit, spin it, keep doing that. And that little ring in there, you got to catch it just right and it pops right out. So you just got to keep working with it. But I'm not going to pull the transmission tonight. What's bad on this is it's the differential bearing. It's bad. It's moving around and causing all kinds of noise. So I'm going to rebuild the transmission with all the bearings and the seals. That's my plan right now. So, but you can look up underneath there. You can see the axle. It's just pulled out. It's laid in there. But I'm going to take all the bolts loose underneath it, and tomorrow I'll probably go ahead and drop the transmission. I got an XTD clutch, so it's been in there about 15,000, 2,000 miles, or 20,000 miles. So I'm going to see how well that thing held up. It is a cheap clutch. I pay like 150 bucks for it, but if it lasts a good long while, if it looks pretty worn, I'll just replace the actual clutch plate itself, the friction plate, and I'll leave everything else alone. But if it looks fine, it'll probably just go right back in there. So this thing's been in there at least 15 to 20,000 miles. So we'll see how good that it held up. So if you want to follow me on YouTube, just like and subscribe, and I'll show you the inside when I rebuild it, what's bad, you know what I mean, in case you actually have to do this. Now if you got over 100,000 miles, this thing's got 22,000 miles on it. So I would say this is the original transmission, and chances are if you've hit close to 200,000 miles, you probably need to start doing this at your own convenience. Mine went out, and I'm like, I can't drive it anymore. So best bet is to go ahead and get it out of the way now. If you got a lot of miles and you know your transmission's original, get it done, taken care of at your convenience. That way you're not relying on it and all of a sudden it goes out and you're without a car. So I recommend you to just go ahead and get this done now. So I'll just stay with me and I'll walk you through what I had to do. You've seen all the stuff. Now I've just take all the bolts loose from the transmission. I'll be taking my intake loose and all the bolts up here and all that, and then splitting the case. I think what I'm going to do is, while I've got this all stuff taken out, I'm going to go ahead and swap my mounts out. I've got solid rubber mounts they're vibrating the car too bad, and I'm not really into that. They're nice mounts and everything. They're the Hassport. I'm gonna be probably selling those and going back to the stock ones. I've got brand new ones already here. So I do have a lift. I did all this. The only time I used the air tool is take the main nut off right here. I did use that. I didn't need it, but I used it. It makes it a lot easier. But hand tools took the rest of the stuff loose. So I mean, what'll help you pulling the axle out is go to Harbor Freight somewhere and get you one of them pry bars right there. That right there will help you get this axle out. So planning on going to Harbor Freight and buying you one. That right there is not Harbor Freight, I don't think, but Harbor Freight is a good place to shop. Cheap tools. You break one, it's lifetime warranty. Take it back, get your money back. So follow me, and if this is something that you look forward to or actually need to do in the future, and it's been a while since you know what I mean, you've had the car for a long time, chances are you'll be doing this soon. If you've got 200,000 miles or better, then you're going to be doing this if you haven't replaced the transmission. So you could go get a used transmission, but chances are 50,000 miles, you're going to probably be doing this anyway. So, all right. I hope you liked the video, and thanks for watching.